Hello everyone, with a new video, we will now design the tooth here. So we will now see the STL file. Okay, these are the STL file now. So this is the upper jaw. We will open it, and that is the number of teeth. We will work it. Okay, and this is the antagonist, the lower, the opposing. So how we can choose it now? So we'll begin with the client. We will begin with the new. Okay, dental clinic one, for example, and patient name. Dental technician, the name. We all things that is will previously explanation in the previous video, so you can check them. You can check the previous video. So we'll choose the number of teeth that we choose it. This is the number of teeth of tooth. Okay, so we'll begin to choose it. uh, there are something I want to explain it. We must position uh, we must make the position of the model like the position of the teeth like in this image. So for example, this is the correct. Why? Because that is the same of the image. Okay, the lingual part here like it. Okay, so we don't make it like this. For example, it has the wrong. It's different from the normal position. Okay, so be careful about that. So we choose 2.6 and anatomic crown, and we choose the material, for example, zirconia. And these are we don't make any change. We can choose the color if we want. For example, A1, tooth shade A1, and we put it, select two stone models in occlusion. Make it save, and we will open now the design. But if we don't have these files and we have only stone models, so we will choose scan. Okay, but now we have these files. We make design, and now it required the upper jaw. Okay, and that is the upper jaw load jaw scan. This is the upper jaw. We'll choose it, and we'll choose the antagonist, the opposing. Again, we must make the correct position of the model like this. Okay, like this, like this image. Okay, and that is he explained the 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 rotate or the correct rotate of the model. So this is the correct position, like this image, okay? Not like this. This is the wrong. That is the true and the normal position. So now we'll make it next. And he now want the margin detection. We can make detect like this, or we can make correct draw if we see it correctly. And we can make some adjustment if we like it. Okay, but I prefer uh, always to automatic detect through one point, and I can make some adjustment then. So that is the finish line. If we look at here, the finish line is here, so we can make some little bit above. Okay, and we make it next. So that is this cement gap. Cement gap, as we know, is 20 to 40 micrometer. So we can make it 0 point or 0.04. From margin 0.4. Border, we preferred, I prefer to make it all this 0. Okay, look, look at this point now. What happened when I pushed to 0? It now made the put the position in the fixed way, so the margin will be adapted correctly to the finish line. But here there is difference. We look at them. We look. I don't prefer to make it in. Okay, we always make it 0. Undercuts that I always put this choice to don't block out any undercuts. That's that mean that undercut here, for example, if we have undercut here, so when I don't choose this point, so he will block out the undercut here. So the open margin, the result, okay. But I use don't block out any undercut, so I can with bear, for example, if I faced any tightness in the margin position, so I make a little bit with bear, okay. So I choose always to block out undercuts to avoid open margin in the finish line. Okay, we must make apply and make next. And this is the tooth. Now we have libraries. If we want to choose them, we can choose this library, but I prefer to choose the library is the same of this tooth. So we could choose this library, for example. We can increase the opacity or reduce the opacity through the tab here. So now we see it from the proximal view and the incisal view. Okay, make it next. Okay, we increase the margin, so it should be in the smooth with the margin with the next tooth. So we can increase the contact point here, increase the contact point here. We can make some reduce with the cusps. Tooth parts, we can increase the parts. Cusp, that's it. Only the cusp, entire tooth. We will all of the teeth. Okay, rich, some parts only. So I choose always cusps and tooth parts. Choose cusps. So I will reduce the high points in the blue with the cusps. Why? Because if I don't make them, for example, I will increase. These are adapt. Okay. For example, if if I make a closer cut intersection, so what happened? So the cusp is distracted. It's distraction. It's not very beautiful. Okay. But if I make undo and make the anatomy, the cusp, and I will reduce it. So I make adapt now. There's no happening here. So the cusp is still beautiful and nice. Okay, we make it to see the difference again. If we make look at the cusp now and look at the cusp now. Okay, uh, in the next designs or teeth will be explained it uh, increasingly. Okay, and here approximate, that's the proximal area, cut intersections. We look at them, we make undo again and make redo. Okay, can increase the length of the cusp here. Okay, as is the design of our tooth right now, and we can make some of the smooth with a brush. Okay, letter A is the antagonist, is the opposing. S is the model. F is the crown in the keyboard. Okay, make it next. We can make cut all intersections to make all occlusal and proximal. Okay, but I see like you can push it. Okay, we make it next now, and I am done. So that means this page will be closed and return to this page. Proceed to production to uh, to send it to the milling machine. Okay, free form restorations, so I can make some adjustment, so the tooth will be returned to the yellow, but some adjustment only, so uh, there is no opposing or or occlusal or proximal intersection. We can make some subtraction here. Okay, like uh, like we can make an attachment here. We will explain it in the next videos. Okay, so that's we said that, and send it to the milling machine expert mode. We will explain it in the next video. Design model, we have model here, but but as we said before, if you have an STL file, so we can make the model and print it. Okay, so thank you very much for listening.